In a human life, there's pain, and a certain amount of pain is inevitable. The fundamental teaching of the Buddha was not to struggle against the pain in our life. There's a lot of misunderstandings about compassion. I think people think of it, generally speaking, when you hear the word, it has a lot of very idealistic connotations. Maybe it reminds people of Hallmark cards. But my experience of compassion is that it has to do with our relationship with pain. That we learn true compassion as we begin to have a more open-hearted and open-minded relationship with our own pain. So there's various words that I would like to refer to in this talk, and one word is Maitri. Another word is mindfulness, awareness, meditation. And another is Tonglen meditation. So first is Maitri. Maitri is the basis of compassion. So I want to talk about that first. It's a Sanskrit word that is often translated as unconditional friendship with oneself. And this is very hard to come by, unconditional acceptance, you could say, of yourself, unconditional friendship with oneself. It was much more common that we disapprove of ourselves and that we denigrate ourselves. Like I saw a cartoon recently, and there's this man kneeling by his bed, looking upward with his hands grasped in prayer, and he's saying, "I asked you as nicely as I could to make me a better person, but apparently you couldn't be bothered." So Maitri is about beginning to make friends with oneself, not really thinking that it's going to come from the outside anymore. And as you know, we all look to the outside, to other people, to spiritual practice, meditation, jogging. We look all over the place to try to make ourselves feel good about ourselves. And you know, affirmations are all about that. You sort of proclaim, I am smart. I am good looking. I am worthy of being loved. And you sort of scream it, you know, and all the time something in you is saying, yeah, sure. So where does this friendship, a kind of being able to relax with yourself, That's really what Maitri is. Feeling at home with your own mind and your own body. Where does that come from? That's a very important question. Because not only is it the basis of compassion, it's the basis of, it's like the seed of happiness or well-being or glad to be alive. So where does it come from? And I think my opening statement was that all of this has a lot to do with our relationship with pain, our relationship with difficulty. So the Buddha had very revolutionary teaching. And one of the fundamental things that he said was, in a human life, there's pain. And a certain amount of pain is inevitable, such as growing old, such as dying. That's the most inevitable one. Such as illness, such as the more that you love, and really, and loving is something that brings tremendous sense of well-being to all of us, to actually love somebody and feel loved. But the more stronger that is, then the more sadness and grief there is at the loss of that person. And such as if you put your hand in fire, it burns. So there's a lot of discomfort in life. And the fundamental teaching of the Buddha was not to struggle against the pain in our life. And that is not, that's not the kind of news that we really like to hear. But it turns out to be extremely important thing to contemplate. Is it really true that not struggling any longer with the discomfort of our life, say the embarrassment of being oneself, not struggling with that, but instead beginning using meditation as a tool to move closer to oneself? That means becoming intimate with comfort and discomfort, with pleasure and pain, with grief and with joy, with embarrassment and a feeling of success.
Discover on-demand videos and docuseries, explore a full schedule of daily life classes, and become part of an incredible community. At Sounds True One, we invite you inward to find your way, your way.